Now, you know, it's quite a weekend away for Palmetto sports teams. Basically, football is the two biggest teams, Clemson and USC, headed down to Florida for a couple of bowls, both walking away as champions and winners. Corey Miller, the pastor of pain,
yes. Good morning,
Watch Fox
man.
News sports god, joins us. So,
yes.
Dude, you were down at both games. You and Derek took the boss's gas card and hit the road.
We hit the road and actually, we took the flight. We had to get up real early, drive up to Charlotte, and then catch the flight down to Orlando, get a rental car, right to practice, got some practice stuff, and then a couple hours we had to go to the Best Buy. So we had like a full day, man. It was like off and running.
Good to go.
It's the way you do things, man. I had a great time. Capital One Bowl and the Orange Bowl.
Sure. Now, I understand, you know, after playing in the NFL, it's probably not quite as exciting as be on the inside. Or,
right.
You know, on the outside, you want to be, put me in,
right.
coach.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get in. I mean, some good stuff.
Certainly some cool times
there. You can
there.
see there's some shopping. The guys taking some photos. That's, of course, we went to the Under Armour All-American game. That's my son, Christian Miller, as he was watching. Derek and I, right outside New Year's Eve, baby, right there, the Gamecock party. There's the Orange Bowl, made our way down to Miami. You can see that Sammy Watkins, Dabo's getting his guys fired up, preaching toughness on the field.
Next two I love, by the way. There's you.
Yes, the
I'm
first.
watching the game New Year's Day. I'm watching the game on the phone with a friend. I'm like, holy crap, they
The first again, Taj Boyd, the first. You know what? It's back to those old linebacking days, man. I had plenty of tweets. Folks like, listen, you thought you were going to tackle Taj Boyd. And I said this, Tyler, I said, I did something Ohio State could not do, and that was catch up with Taj Boyd. I caught up with him first right after the game, Derek and I, so that was a lot of fun.
That was awesome. Well, let's jump right into USC. Let's look at that game first. USC, Wisconsin, of course, ultimately won. What a great game. That was a bit touch and go. I mean, it really was a good football game.
Well, we knew going into this ball game that Wisconsin was going to pose some problems for South Carolina running the football. Two backs over 1,000 yards in that ball game, a big physical offensive line. Right. And we knew that defense of South Carolina was going to be challenged. But, hey, you know what? They made adjustments in the second half. They came out. The defense made some plays, created some turnovers. And that guy right there didn't record a sack. But Jadeveon Clowney was harassing the guys in the backfield, and he was all back there. You can see double team right there, guys getting pressure, and that's what you got to do to create turnovers, pressure on the quarterback. And the Gamecock defense, Lorenzo Ward, did a great job. You
know, Kurt Phillips, the quarterback for Wisconsin, not having a good day. I mean, it was awful, awful play.
Yeah, but you're looking at the MVP, Connor Shaw. Could have been Bruce Ellington, but Connor Shaw, a huge day. Throwing the football, running the football to Bruce Ellington. You can see here, watch this play right here. Farrell Cooper back to Bruce Ellington and back to Connor Shaw. So he threw it, he ran it, and he caught it.
That does not happen much in football. They all create one.
We should call that the cycle in football, right?
You know what's funny, though? Just like actually in the Clemson game as well, but so many times this season, big moments in championship games are made by ridiculously good timing, like when the ball comes off of Jadeveon's head. Right. You know, and Moore's right there to catch it.
Right.
You know, it's those, you could not plan those moments.
Well, Johnny on the spot, I mean, that's the thing. When you play hard, you work hard, good things will happen to you. And that's what the guys and coaches preach in football. When you right there and you do the right things, that ball sometimes lands in your hand. Ask Sky Moore. He was Johnny on the spot a lot of times in that ball game, as I'm getting text right now. How you doing? But it was good stuff. Right, it's good stuff, man. And South Carolina defense, give them credit. They played well. Didn't play so good in the first half because they could not stop the run. Wisconsin had 251 yards in 3 quarters rushing the football, but they came back and made some plays. I
tell you, when they made that, they had nice 10-point buffer. They lost it. Oh gosh, they got it back again. And then of course that one play there where they went to the screen to make sure that they got the touchdown by inches. Right. I mean, there was so many moments in the game where just like, drama, you're just waiting.
That's what it's all about. I mean, the bowl games should be about fun, but I like what Steve Spurrier has done with this football team. He made it about business. 3 years in a row, 11 wins for the South Carolina football program.
We've just a couple of seconds left, of course. Steve Spurrier calling Connor Shaw their very best quarterback in program history. You know, there's a lot of talk. Is he going to go to the NFL? Is he going to become a paratrooper? What do you think? What's this boy going to do?
Connor Shaw is going to the Senior Bowl. Steve Spurrier in the press conference told Connor Shaw, he didn't even know about it. Hey, you're going to the Senior Bowl and you're going to the Combine, do some great things. So Connor Shaw's going to have a chance. He got a lot more football left in him.
Yes, have Corey Miller, our Watch Fox News god, if you will. We're going to talk Clemson and the Orange Bowl coming up in just a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about getting cold. I mean, very cold, deep freezing. With Garrett Biedenbaugh. Stay with us. A pastor of pain. Yes, the tale of 2 bowls. 2 South Carolina teams head to Florida, both walk-away bowl champions, both still talking trash about against each other, but still a great game. Clemson Tigers, USC Gamecocks. Corey Miller, Watch Fox News team, joins us today. Of course, you were down right there, right in the action. If you watched the games, you saw his pretty face the first thing on the games at the end. You were up close and personal, man. We're talking Clemson for just a bit. Yet again, championship. another close game that could have gone either way. It came down to interceptions.
Well, we knew in this ball game that whoever maybe had that football last would win the ball game. And you go back to Clemson and Ohio State, very good football teams. Ohio State struggled on defense. You saw that. Clemson was struggling early, but they made plays. And that's what you have to do in big games. You got to come up with the big play. Taj Boyd, you can see right here, up the middle. Nobody touches him for a long touchdown run. As I said earlier, I was the only one that could catch up with Taj Boyd on that night in South Beach. But he was really good. You can see right there. He didn't score the touchdown, but Derek Phillips, our very own, got a great shot there. Stepped out of bounds at about the 3. And you can see here the touchdown pass after that. Great hands, Martavius Bryant. He was big. By the way, he's going to the National Football League as well. Taj Boyd on another strike to Sammy Watkins. 12 catches, 227 yards. Those guys, Tyler Ryan, but they played great.
Man,
Played great. Look at the oranges. You got to get your fruit in.
What's the feel from sitting down there from a layman, a fan's perspective? Like I said, you've been in the show. You know what it's like to actually be out in the field and play in the big time. But I mean, to be there, to kind of be back again, and that feel electricity, the people alongside.
It felt great. I mean, I was in the press box. We had our own little room. I got to go down on the field, saw a lot of guys, a lot of people I knew. Up close and personal is always good. Listen to the coaches talking and pump up the guys. I heard Dabo preaching toughness to his guys in the pregame, and that meant a lot for the Clemson Tigers. I can tell you, you can feel the emotion. I didn't feel the emotion so much with Ohio State. I felt like they kind of thought the tradition and who we are, the Ohio State, we show up and win. Well, when you play in a game like that, and I remember Nick Saban, who was recruiting my son's going to Alabama, at an in-home visit, he was concerned about Alabama not playing well in their bowl game because they're so championship-minded. And I thought that Ohio State kind of got caught up into that.
Just start believing their own hype, and you walk in like, we got this, no problem.
And also somewhat disappointed because they're not playing for the national championship game. So you can imagine some letdowns. And I saw that with Ohio State, not taking away anything from the Clemson victory, but I can sense that being down on the football field.
Well, let's talk about the rivalry. Of course, not just the Clemson-Carolina rivalry, but the head ball coaches rivalry. Because you've got Steve fired a shot, Dabo fired one back. I
was out on the podium, and Coach Burr, hey, that state championship's not so bad either. And fans go crazy. And I tweeted this before the game. I said, if Clemson wins, Dabo on that stage for sure is going to take a shot. And he did by saying, hey, Clemson is the first team in South Carolina to win a BCS game. But Spurrier came back and said, check your facts. Danny Ford, 1981, the Clemson Tigers won the Orange Bowl before. So, they're going back and forth. Now I'm hearing on the radio this morning, which game is more important, which team is better. Both teams 11 wins. Great year. But Dabo is 1-5 against the game. I'm just saying, I like to deal with the facts. And the fact is,
he's saying
1-5.
Right, Janet Parker? All in all, I mean, it's whether you're orange or garnet.
Right.
You got to be darn proud to be. The South Carolina teams go to Florida, national spotlight, national stage, and walk away both champions.
Hey, listen, both teams are probably going to finish in the top 10. I think South Carolina will be probably in the top 5. 3 wins over great bowl teams. Central Florida won a BCS game. Clemson won a BCS game. Missouri won a big game in the Cotton Bowl. So those are great wins. I think the bad thing when you look back at the season of South Carolina, Tyler, was the fact they lost to Tennessee. That was a horrible loss, and I know a lot of Gamecock fans say, if we could have won that game, we probably might have been somewhere else.
Just a couple of seconds left, but Dylan Thompson, he's got some big shoes to fill stepping in next year. With Shaw's done, he's off to do what he's going to do.
Connor Shaw's the best quarterback in the history of South Carolina football. And I'm saying as a former player, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks come to this place. The best, 5 total touchdowns. He ran it, he caught it, he did it all, he threw it, and a great leader. He was so emotional after the ball game, and give that guy a lot of credit. He's going to the National Football League, and I want to clear something up. It is the combine that Connor Shaw will be attending, not the Senior Bowl. So he'll have a chance to get in front of pro scouts and show just who he is.
Man, thank you for representing WACH
Much
Fox
love
down
to you,
in Florida, man.
That's how we roll, brother.
Great stuff. More deals. Catch all the reports at watch.com. Corey Miller, the WACH Fox Sports team. Stay with us. We got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way.